Welcome everyone, this is NKBA. You are here for the KBIS 2019 recap, Ideas for Living in Place with Dawn DeLuca, who is AKBD Clip and Cap certified. She is the founder of Dawn DeLuca on Design. And I want to just mention here, we want to thank Gebrit for sponsoring our webinar series for the month of February on smart home technology. And Dawn, if you're there, we're ready to get started. Thank you.
That's great. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I've just returned, I'm sure many of you have, from KBIS, and it was an exciting show. And I've spent the last 4 or 5 days putting this program together, and I will be covering technology for the home as well as some of the other things that I have discovered on the floor for living in place. So we're going to get started here. Okay, so just a little bit about me so that you know how to contact me and a little bit about my background. So you'll find my contact information here with my email and telephone number and all of my social media links. And then just a little bit about my background. I've been in the industry for over 25 years. I have, for the most part of my career, been an independent designer with my own firm. And I've won a bunch of awards throughout the years. I am proud to be a Living in Place ambassador. I am also a design advisor for the Universal Design Project and have been involved with the CDA Design Connection, the inaugural member tour, and I just love being a Design Hounds influencer. I have actively served on the NKBA Generative Council, the National Board of Directors, the chapter representatives, and I have been an officer on the local level since 2005. And as Debbie has said prior, I am both AKBD, CLIP, and CAP certified. Okay, so let's get going here. So very few objectives today. We'd like to define living in place and what it means. Oh, we'll see a little typo there. We're going to quickly discuss the Living in Place Institute and certification. And what everybody is really here for is exploring the KBIS 2019 floor and everything that has to do with living in place that we were able to find. Okay. Alrighty, so living in place. I like to call it the new sexy. Trying to get our clients on board with understanding living in place and get them to a point where they're like, desiring it and asking for it instead of trying to get all of us to not mention it at all. So we're going to quickly define what living in place is and why do we need living in place and why is it not universal design and who benefits from living in place. Okay, so living in place it's a positive solution for creating a better quality of life for people, and we do that through designs and projects. It's meant for all homes, for all ages, from toddlers on up to seniors. And the focus is on the home itself and what should be improved in that home. So what we do as certified CLIP designers and occupational therapists and physical therapists and all those that can be involved in the program is we go out to homes of potential clients and we evaluate their homes for safety and other needs that we need to make sure that are up to code, and we help them make plans for renovations and remodels for their homes in sometimes in different stages, and we advise on those stages. Um, it's a direct and immediate result, and your business benefits as well as your clients. So their lives are improved, and they're improved for the long haul. Um, Living in place kind of merges the principles of universal design and aging in place. And it's arranged into a practical and business-centered approach so that we have the ability to improve every home. Um, it provides a solution to the broadest market. All right, so we're not just concentrating on a smaller portion of our design market. It covers, once again, it covers every age, every type of home, from apartments to condos to standalone houses, you name it, we can certainly help to make them safer. And what we found is, by improving the homes with a living in place concept, is that those who live at home and have worked to design and maintain them for safer and friendly environments are more likely to stay active and more engaged with their friends, family, and community. So those are things that are really important to us. Okay, so the Living in Place Institute is the founding organization of the Living in Place concept, and it offers a certification that we will discuss in a moment. Okay. And quickly, the vision of the Living in Place Institute is all homes are accessible, comfortable, and safe. And their mission is to provide education and awareness about home designs and products that improve home safety, accessibility, and comfort. Um, the flagship education is the CLIP certification, which is a certified living in place professional. Okay. And it's a world-class education that's been created by the Institute and is devoted to accessibility and comfort. And this is the only outside education that's been endorsed by the NKBA. So we have this great symbiotic relationship with the two organizations. NKBA endorses no other outside program but this one, and they understand the need and the connection between living in place and what we do in kitchen and bath design. So we look forward to continuing that relationship and having it continue to grow. For a list of upcoming courses and NKBA member special benefits, you can visit, I'm sorry, the website's not up here, but you can visit nkba.org and type in clips in the search, and it will come up with some upcoming courses. They offer both online courses and in-person courses. Okay, so you have an opportunity to see what best fits your schedule and what best fits your type of learning that you feel most comfortable with. Oh, there you go. So it's nkba.org/clip, and you will find some classes. There are classes coming up for March and April online, and those are live sessions, and I believe they go over 8 sessions. If you do an in-person live class, it's a 2-day certification with an exam at the end, and you spend a great deal of time learning, but you also do some online hands-on learning, and during a special lunch, you get to wear special glasses and have your hands tied and all kinds of fun things so that you can understand what it is to function with disabilities. Okay. So, KBIS 2019, if you got to go, I hope it was a fabulous event for you. It was for us. It was gosh darn cold. I don't think we were expecting that, but 2 snowstorms in a week, and it did not hinder in any way, shape, or form the enthusiasm and the attendance of the show. It was exciting. There's lots of things happening. You know, everything we do is everything that's on the floor um, has some kind of connection to the things that we're going to talk about today. So I decided not only to discuss technology, but I also wanted to talk about surface materials and plumbing and accessories and appliances and lighting and storage and ease of use and technology in its raw form of what technology is. So all of these categories deal with technology in one way or another, whether it's in the way that they're manufactured or what their output is to our homes and our clients' homes. Okay. Alrighty, so surface materials. Obviously, floor, wall, countertops, all of those kinds of fun, wonderful things. For the most part, I'm going to be concentrating on 2 types of products today because They were what was most significant for me on the floor as to being most important to living in place. And one of them is a new product, which was just introduced at KBIS this year. Just so you know, I'm not going to be talking about product names during the presentation, but at the end we will give you an opportunity to get a PDF version of the program, which will give you a lot more of the detailed information about where you can find the products. But you'll have a really good understanding of what's coming out. This particular product is coming out, I think it's towards the end of March. And it is surprisingly a laminate product. Okay, it's an all wood product. It's compressed from 2 inches in its initial depth down to to a half inch. It can be mitered and beveled. It's sealed with silicone joints, and it's heat and water that should be water resistant. So it's a pretty exciting product. When you look at it, it is very realistic in terms of the stones that it's mimicking. If you see below, you'll see that there's an example of a concrete, a black amani, and Velocus marble. And that Velocus marble is appearing a little bit more grayer in the whites than it should be in the photograph, but they were incredible in terms of their mimic of natural stones. Let's see, they are going to be priced like a grade 1 quartz, but they have the look of a grade 5 quartz. So in other words, they'll be imitating um, a the the designs and styles and colors that we see in a grade 5 quartz. It's been in Europe for the last 3 years, and what's absolutely incredible, it is about 38% of countertop sales in Europe at this point. So if that's any indicator of what a great product it is, and how we'll be able to use it is pretty interesting. It comes, I believe it's up to 5 by 12 sheets. So it's a very large format, which should be able to handle any kind of situation that might arise. It can be used on countertops, walls, furniture, and all of that kind of fun stuff. So it's a really incredible opportunity for us. And it makes for an ease of maintenance product for living in place, and an affordable one at that. So we're all pretty familiar with large-scale porcelains. They've been prevalent in the market for the last couple of years. They keep improving on it, and we seem to be attaining more and more manufacturers who are offering the product. It's great for wall or floor applications. Um, Obviously, floor applications, we're not going to use slabs. We have multiple sizes that are always available, from your average tile size all the way up to slab size, up to probably about 12 feet. It's large format, and we can do lots of fabulous things with it. So it's an exciting product for us to have available to us, and it allows us, in terms of living in place, as you can see in the photograph that I've shown here, from the show floor, to create product that is as customized as it possibly can be. And that allows us to create beautiful spaces that are accessible and living in place certified. So that I apologize for that. And it's absolutely beautiful. So the porcelains are usually mimicking different types of marbles and granite, some granites, but for the most part, we see it mostly in marbles. And it's the proliferary of available product that's out there this year is amazing, and you have lots to choose from. You can book match it, do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. Okay, and then finally, quartz. Obviously, quartz has a lot of benefits for living in place. It's sanitary, it's easy maintenance, large slab formats, and we have multiple options in terms of colors and finishes and thicknesses. When we're thinking about living in place, we want to think about matte finishes, especially if we have or working with a client that has difficulties with their eyesight, or elder people who have lots of problem with glare. So those are just one point that you should really keep in mind when designing for living in place. And their quartz by a particular product brand is actually certified by the Living in Place Institute as a preferred product. So it is a definite strong solution for living in place design projects. Okay. So let's start talking about plumbing here. We've got a couple of wonderful pictures here. One of them showing a zero clearance shower and roll-in shower, and one that does have a step-in but still meets living in place guidelines. And they're both beautiful. And that's the thing that we need to get across to our clients, that because something is living in place, or if you use the word universal design, or accessible design, does not mean that it has to look like a hospital. And getting that out there to clients is the hardest part, and that's why I held a roundtable discussion at Think in the tent outside of KBIS this past week, and my question to everybody was, how do we make living in place sexy? So how do we get it to the client, and how do we make them want it? And we tossed it around, and it was a little difficult, and we felt it really needed to start with the conclusion of the several people that were there, was that it needed to actually start in part with the manufacturers in terms of how they market, and then also in how we approach living in place ourselves. And a lot of designers, well, my clients don't want to talk about it. And the one thing I always say is, you know what, I kind of just do it. And if they ask me, well, why is this hallway going to be wider? You know, why is this doorway being moved or wider? Then I start to explain why. And usually by that point, they trust me, and they're usually easily on board with it. All right, so this is a product that we're going to talk about right now that I find absolutely fascinating. It's an all-in-one shower installation system for roll-in showers or zero clearance showers. And it is a combination of two products from two leading manufacturers. And it's 100% waterproof liner. And it is easier and faster to install. It also does a lot of things like boasts improved water containment rates, and it comes in a wide variety of sizes. It's durable, and included here is a magnetic grate that is backed by a 30-year warranty, and it's developed and designed for ease of use. It's the linear drain is actually integrated with magnets, so that's replacing screws, and still manages to hold that grate firmly in place, but makes it very easy to lift out for cleaning, which the manufacturer discovered was a big concern for people. The Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? It's the drain itself is installed directly on the subfloor without recessing, so it makes it much easier for new and retrofit for both retrofit and new construction. Um, so there are no extraneous materials, and so you have no issues with rubber being pierced by screws and all of that kind of fun stuff. Um, the system itself for the walls is tile ready, so it makes it very easy for tile installation and to do a very custom design for our clients. Okay, so this was another great product that was not so much introduced, but the company has been around for a really long time, but this aspect of this new product for them is new, and it's just absolutely amazing. So you can, in one system, have instant boiling water, chilled water, sparkling water, or hot and cold. Okay, and it is incredible at removing heavy metals and other, excuse me, I apologize. Um, as well as let's see, it's forgive me one second here. I've lost my place in terms of what I'm trying to say. I had a little bit of a brain freeze. Alrighty, so it's an advanced filtration system, and it combines like activated charcoal, and it can remove up to 0.2 microns of sediment um, in one easy changeable cartridge. Um, they not only remove bad taste and odor and dirt, they remove contaminants and heavy metals such as lead, but they also remove up to 97% of chlorine and 99.9% of microbiological cysts if they exist. Obviously, I think those microbiological biological cysts are usually found in private well water in places where water is not as easily treated. So in one fell swoop, you can have beautiful design and you can have um, instantly different types of water to suit all needs. Some of the things, the benefits of this obviously are for in terms of living in place. We have a less chance of somebody burning themselves on the stove while trying to pour boiling water. If having chilled water and attaining ice is difficult for them because of fine motor skills, their water is going to be instantly cold. And we have noticed, what they have noticed is that clients have reported a huge decrease in soda intake because of the quick availability of the sparkling water. Okay, so comes in lots of different shapes and sizes in terms of faucets and designs. The picture on the right is what the filtration system looks like. You basically need to have a minimum, I would say, if you're going to have any other space in the cabinet that it's in, is a 27-inch cabinet for some space on the side, but it will fit into a 24-inch cabinet. Okay, and let's see. Oh, bear with me, my slides are not forwarding. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there we go. All righty. So continuing with plumbing and technology, a lot of manufacturers were showing technology for the shower, and this particular system is quite fascinating because it's now an opportunity to control light, sound, water, and steam in one system. The photograph on the right shows you the setup that you'll find behind the wall for it. It looks pretty intimidating, but comes easy to install, so they tell me. But you have an opportunity here to control your light, your music, your water, and you can create steam as well. So it's a fascinating system. It comes in multiple options in terms of how many ports you can have, and it is, let's see, my slides are giving me an issue here. Okay, there we go. So you can do 2, 3, or 6 port thermostatic valves with it. It's a digital interface, as you can see in the photograph up on the top there, and it has controller modules that meet with those thermostatic valves in terms of whether they're 2, 3, or 6 controller modules. And the benefit of this system is that it gives you greater precision and control and customization of than a manual shower ever will. In the photo below on the bottom, you could see some different areas of where you can actually program the precise locations of where you can receive, if you will, treatment or massage from the output of the water ports in the shower, and how they will you can actually determine the temperature of the water for each of those different ports, which is pretty interesting. It's an intuitive interface. It's very easy to use. It eliminates completely the need for handles and knobs, and it gives you it's a clean and uncluttered look, and the less space, the less extrusions that we have in a shower area for living in place, the better, especially for those that are aging in place, and those who suffer or live with mobility issues, and have a difficulty moving around the shower. It's so the little as little protrusions as we can have, the better it will be. um, and the thermostatic valve technology guarantees accurate and safe temperature control like nothing else will. One other item, the picture in the center, you'll see I grabbed that off of Instagram the other day because my pictures did not come out well. And that's another system that allows you to turn on the water and switch the different types of sprays that come out of your shower head with just the push of a button. So there's no more having to reach up to the if it's a handheld, and having to reach up into the shower head, and handheld, and change the different types of water you could do it just with this button, which I think is pretty interesting. So that gives people who um, want to be able to shower on their own, and maybe they couldn't before because it was too difficult for them to maneuver the changes in the sprays, and sometimes those knobs, the shower heads can be really hard to turn. So if somebody has fine motor skills, problems with fine motor skills, or arthritis and things, it's very difficult for them to change those configurations on the shower head. So this is a really good way that they can increase their showering benefits. Alrighty, so here we have a sink that has multiple levels in it. So it works. I tried to do the best I could with showing you the configuration and how it works, where you could be at a standard height of 36 inches and working on the sink and using it as a cutting board and a drainer, and how it can step down to 2 other levels. This is a great product for multi-generational living, um, or if grandma's coming to visit or your grandchildren are coming to visit. It allows for different levels, and it's great for people and accommodates people of all different kinds of heights, which is a great thing. I know myself, at 36 inches high with a deep sink, I tend to get a crick in my back when I'm doing dishes or prepping foods, because I'm almost 6 foot tall, and so I tend to always get this crick in my back because I tend to be leaning just a tad bit forward whenever I have to go deep in work in a sink. So and then it again also, children don't necessarily have to then climb on a stool in front of the sink in order to wash their hands or to help with any kind of prep, because we can have that grate raised up for them. The faucet on the top is a berry sprayer faucet. And, well, what does that have to do with living in place? A lot. And I was very excited when I saw this, because there are people that have a lot of can have a lot of pain with just the certain textures and sensations that touch their skin. Okay, so and a full force faucet for some people, it can be a very painful experience, believe it or not. So this berry sprayer, obviously it's for washing berries and fruits and vegetables that are very delicate. So the spray that's coming out of the faucet is very gentle. It also runs as a full-on, full-fledged faucet at normal stream as well. But this is a great living in place product for people who do have sensory concerns with their skin and their hands and so on and so forth. So I was very excited about that one. Alrighty, washlets. Everybody is making washlets now. So there are lots of different companies that you can look for and research in terms of different types of washlets that are being offered, from the very, very basic all the way up to the washlets that make music for you while you're using them. So it all depends on what your client wants, but there is a price point for just about everybody. Obviously, in your lower price points, you're not going to have a remote control, but you will find it in your medium price points. And lower price points are probably starting around the 300 mark, maybe, and then your mid levels are going to be in the 500 to 600 range, and then they can go all the way up to 1500 or more. This particular company is been in the washlet business for a very long time, and I firmly believe in their product, and so I have presented it here. Their mid-level and their highest level washlets are operated by remote control. And in terms of, you know, living in place, um, whether somebody is older, younger, or it's someone middle-aged who's had some type of accident that has inhibited their movement, and their ability to shift and do what they need to do when you need to use the restroom. The washlets really are the most hygienic way that we can help people that are incapacitated in a way in which to help themselves in the toileting area. You're going to find some of them at entry level. You're going to find someone that have adjustable water temperatures and volume. Usually, you're going to have a very gentle aerated spray. Usually, in the lower brackets, you're going to find a side control that either has some digital push buttons on it or is fully manually operated. Um, some come with heated seats. As you get up in the game, you're going to find that you'll find more and more that are available with a wireless remote and have an eliminated touchpads. And you're going to find heated seats, and you're going to find slimmer designs, so they're not as bulky and conspicuous. And they will tend to be fully automated, and it continues to go up from there. You're going to find some that come with water sense, which is a certification that um, exists for toilet bowls and washlets. And you know, the higher up you go in cost, obviously, the more bells and whistles that you're going to get with your product. But check them out. They should be, you know, it's in every home, quite frankly, and get to know the products and the different manufacturers that make them and what they offer. And I promise you, you will find a price point that works for all of your clients. Okay. So I'm going to quickly talk about a garbage disposal activator that I found walking on the floor, and it's a great product because it's hands-free. It's operated with your foot. It's hidden underneath the front of your cabinet, of your base cabinets, which makes it safer, and children are less likely to find it and want to be able to use it. Um, and it's great for people that have difficulty operating switches, or if it's a batch feed garbage disposal, being able to tighten and screw in the batch feed, the cap. So this is a great solution also for people that might be wheelchair bound and difficult to reach that low and getting the pressure they need to turn on a batch feeder, or if the switch is on the backsplash, that might be difficult for people that are that utilize wheelchairs to be able to reach easily. And what's great about this is it's a DIY project and anybody can install it, which is always a nice thing. So we don't need to bring in, um, any tradespeople to get this installed. Alrighty. So, some more showering and things. You're going to notice that there's a lot of plumbing that I'm going to be talking about today. That's where most of the innovation seems to be happening, at least for this show this year. And some things happening elsewhere in other product categories as well, but plumbing was just uh, filled with living in place and accessible and ADA product this year. So I was really excited to see that. And it's really exciting to see our manufacturers getting on board with the need for beautiful in the accessibility and living in place market. Alrighty, so on the left, that shower bar and handheld is it, it covers up to 500 pounds of pressure force. So that's twice the ADA requirement needed for a grab bar. And what I also really like about it is the handle on the handheld. So you kind of slip your hand through that handheld and you're able to cup the shower head. And so for some people, some shower heads could be very unwieldy. I find them unwieldy. And this is a really compact, easy way to shower for a person who's doing it on their own, or if a client is helping a loved one with their bathing needs. This makes it a very easy process, very easy to hold and get the job done. It also has a pause button on it that allows you to, let's say you're lathering up or you need to move off to shower, to do something else for um, a loved one who you're helping. It has a pause button that puts the water flow to a trickle so that you're not wasting water if you need to step away for some reason, and obviously leads to great water conservation. The faucet in the center is pretty neat. There are 3 ways to operate it. One is by using the handle. There you go. There's a concept. Some of us can't, so that's why we have some other options that we have with it, and it's pretty cool. It also works by touch, so you can just touch it. And if you can hear me, if you all know, my last name is DeLuca, and I tend to talk with my hands, and I'm doing that even as I do this presentation, talking with my hands to nobody in front of me. So the so you can use the handle, you can just tap it and touch it and it will begin to operate, or you can sort of wave and be in the vicinity of the faucet and it will activate. But it does have technology in place that allows it not to simply turn on because you happen to be passing by. All right, so it works with a simple wave of your hand, or an object like a ladle or pot or something like that. It will turn on and off with that movement. It's a precision designed sensor that'll provide like reliable operation every time, and it really does prevent for false activations. It has a sweep spray, which creates a wide, really forceful blade for cleaning, when you have really tough cleaning to do. And it's got a, let's see what else is going on with it. Bear with me. Let's see, and that's about it on that one. Alrighty, let's see. The faucet on your right, bear with me here, is also a new introduction, and one of the most fascinating things about that, if you're looking at it and you're like, wait a minute, that finish looks unusual. It's called an ombre finish, and it literally changes from dark to light or light to dark depending on the finish, and comes in I believe 2 or 3 different ombre finishes, and so that alone makes it pretty fascinating. It's just absolutely stunning in person. This one does have a magnetic docking system, so when you pull it out, it's, to use the sprayer, it will automatically reconnect. So it makes it much easier for people with motor skill concerns to be able to utilize the faucet and the sprayer. Um, and again, this one is the same thing. It's a sweep of your hand underneath it, and it does the same type of thing. It's very attuned so that it does not have any or tries to prevent as many false activations as possible. And it's also going to work with the hand or an object like a large pot or things like that. So it's absolutely beautiful, and keep a lookout for it. It is already up on the website of the manufacturer, and I'm pretty sure it's going to sell like hotcakes. Alrighty. So quickly, some bath things that are not quite so plumbing related. The vanity on the right, that interior light is activated with your foot. So when your foot waves underneath the cabinet, it will light the interior so that you can see what's inside of it, which is a great feature for people that again, problems with opening and closing of things and being able to grasp handles and things like that. So we thought that was kind of interesting. And then the vanity in the middle, which portrays a very traditional country style, is an accessible vanity. So anybody who utilizes a wheelchair can roll right up to that sink and that vanity, but still have lots of storage. There are outlets in the vanity as well, so it makes it a very useful product. Um, and comes in a multitude of finishes. On the left is a good example, a pared down example of an ADA or living in place accessible bathroom, and how it can be done as simply as possible and then build up from there. So obviously wall hung toilets are a great option for living in place, and there are quite a few manufacturers out there that offer them, and it's more about obviously the carrier that's used for the flush system that is most important. But lighting on the mirror is key here. It really does help somebody to easily roll up and be able to utilize the mirror and have the correct light. Or if somebody is standing and they're taller, to pull up, to walk up along that mirror and still be able to utilize it, and with equal ease. Alrighty, so a few other things that lead towards living in place. We have this fabulous corner sink that does a multitude of tasks that we thought was really great. On the display, it's looking a little bit small here, that you could actually, it's really made to be able to take 2 people working at it at the same time. But because of display issues, the one side is a bit short. But there are a multitude of accessories that you can use with this product. And it makes it really easy for people that have mobility issues, or walking back and forth is a problem for them, because it allows them to do a multitude of tasks right at the sink. So we thought that was really cool. On the left is a bathroom sink that comes in a variety of shapes and sizes that has the grab bars already built into it. So they're integrated into the sink itself. So you have both side and front grips that a person can hold on to or help to sit down or stand up with support. And it also keeps your accessories like your towels and things like that really handy. So there is no reaching and stretching, which can also sometimes lead to falls. Alrighty, so some accessories and hardware now. Um, this mirror was absolutely a fun thing to find. It's been out for a while. I will admit to this particular one being new to me. It's a fogless mirror. It is backed with a heated defogger. It works right from your bathroom switch and comes in a multitude of sizes. And it runs with LED lights, so you're going to be that are rated for like 70,000 hours. It is UL listed to be used in showers and in steam showers, guys. It actually mounts flush to your tile, and it's made in the USA. So it's a very cool product. Great for showers, but also for your mirrors over your vanities and things like that, because they get foggy too, and it makes it not it's not necessary then for someone who has reach issues to be able to have to worry about wiping down a mirror, especially if somebody is wheelchair um, bound. Getting up to that mirror and being able to clean it could be really difficult. So it's a really cool product. It delivers pretty fast, and it comes in different sizes. You could do it, I believe you could do it without the lights as well. And I think it comes in a very long length, full size mirror as well. So um, just a cool product. Alrighty. So this was a new introduction at market. Um, you know, Accessories for living in place are getting prettier and prettier, and I just wanted to show you this line because it's doing that. It comes in a multitude of finishes, and they're using different textures and things on the grab bars to create interest, and to actually make them even more um, useful for grab bars. There's not as much slippage with them. And then also fold down seats, which are integral in showers. Seats in general are integral in showers for all living in place situations. And this shower system here is a grab bar as well as a bar for the handheld. Okay. So again, some more accessories that are getting prettier. We have an integrated grab bar with a toilet paper holder here, a corner shelf for in a shower or even outside the shower with a grab bar attached to it. And I believe that particular grab bar is rated for about 300 pounds of pull force, and comes in a multitude of finishes as well. The item on the left, that touch soap dispenser, is fantastic because if you see that strip of clear plastic down the front, that's actually a light that will light for 20 seconds, so that when you're washing your hands, you know you've done a full wash. Because as you know, as most of us know anyway, is that the all the health gurus out there say that we need to wash our hands for 20 seconds after toileting. So that actually tells you when you've reached 20 seconds. It's completely touchless. So again, it keeps things as germ free as possible. The grab bars on the bottom left are there because they're very modern in look and in appearance, and allow for the addition of designer oriented product for grab bars and the like. And just like the fun colors of the ones on the right. They're a little bit more utilitarian, but the colors are fun, especially for children's spaces. Alrighty, so appliances and technology. I think we're all pretty aware that technology in terms of appliances is there. Most of the high-end appliances today are connected and doing fun things for us. So I'm going to quickly run through here. What I've done is I've taken two different cooking products from two different manufacturers. In terms of living in place, the French door oven is absolutely phenomenal for a living in place situation. And with this particular one, it's a chain drive mechanism so that with one hand, you can open both doors very easily. It's also a self steam clean oven. So it cleans with steam and allows for easy cleaning for maintenance issues. It can be it could be installed at a multiple heights as well. Induction cooking is what we preach in the living in place world, simply for all of its safety factors. There are a lot of places, obviously, that we cannot, oh, sorry about that, that we cannot install induction. We have a problem a lot in New York City because we just simply do not have the power that's going up into the needed going up in the buildings, but there's always a solution. This particular cooktop is Wi-Fi connected, and it actually will connect with the hood so that they can communicate with each other, and they're going to synchronize turning on lighting and ventilation and the strength of ventilation. Again, it's the same thing, the same factor that it's going to be cool to the touch for the most part. And the other thing about this particular cooktop is that you can move a pot from one spot to another, and the cooktop will automatically set the temperature features that you had created in its original spot, which is makes it very helpful and great for living in place. And it also has a sensor that will prevent things from overcooking. So it will shut it down in terms when it senses that the heat has gotten too high in the pot that you're cooking in. Let's see. Refrigeration. We have lots of different things that are available out there. The refrigerator on the left has drop down trays in it that allow for extra storage, and they work very easily. They're easy to maneuver, and they tuck away when you don't need it. The LED lighting in them is absolutely phenomenal. So there's nothing that's going to get missed inside that fridge for people that have problems with their eyesight. Or if they just have problems moving things to find other things. I'm sure we all have those in our family. The center one has bar lighting down the sides that do the same thing and make it very easy to see the product that's inside the refrigerator. And it has touch latch. So you can actually open this particular fridge with touch latch. So again, for maneuverability, and people that have strength issues with pulling open doors and things like that. This is great for living in place. And then also phenomenal for living in place situation are refrigerator freezer drawers. And this particular one can go from fridge to freezer. It has 5 temperature settings, so it can do frozens, it could do wine, fresh veggies, whatever you might need it for. And it's that adaptability that is great for living in place, and the fact that these are at below counter height, so it makes it very accessible for children and for people who utilize wheelchairs. Alrighty, so dishwashers, again, all of these are Wi-Fi connected. Some companies will provide customer service through the Wi-Fi. They can, you know, test if you're having a problem, they can run tests directly through the Wi-Fi and sometimes fix them directly from Wi-Fi. So it's pretty interesting the kinds of things that you can do. A lot of the upscale dishwashers and mid-range dishwashers are now fully lit on the inside. They are Wi-Fi connected so that you can actually run them from a remote location. You can see what your timing is left on your cycle, and you can get alerts if something is wrong. And then the one on the right is, again, it's a push to open, as well as being able to be open with the handles. All right, so for if anyone has a motor skill or fine motor skill inefficiencies, it's a great product. And then there's a drawer that adjusts to accommodate larger and smaller items, and that helps if somebody has difficulty placing specific things that are heavy. Alrighty, so some storage and use ideas. So some corner cabinet solutions. The one up on the top is a, I think, a great use of a corner cabinet situation. You can hang your pots from there and save lots of space. And that's absolutely phenomenal for living in place, obviously, for some very good reasons. The photos on the right, this is also a corner cabinet situation, and that that whole system operates so smoothly. I wanted to be able to show you a video of it, but Debbie and I were concerned that we might have some technical difficulties with that, so I didn't put the videos in. But it moves so smoothly. It's you know, it pulls out the attachments on the door, and then you just pull the drawers forward. But everything moves like it's on glass. And the corner drawers, it's a love or hate relationship with those for people. But it's also really good, easy access for that space for people that have difficulty, and I think we all do, reaching into those corner cabinets. All righty. So this is a motorized corner cabinet solution. That operates, as you see here. Again, I was going to do a video, but took slices of the video so that we didn't run into any technical difficulties. So as you can see, it starts out at the countertop height, and with the press of a button, it raises all the way up and is great for storage of larger items and pots and things like that. I think it's fabulous. You never have to reach in there again. Alrighty, so some wall cabinet solutions. These are manual. Um, you know, they're cantilevered in such a way that, you know, they're not heavy. So we can also do them in, they also come in motorized, they're available in motorized as well. The motorized, usually the bottom of the cabinet drops down and it comes straight down, but these are great solution for higher cabinets and for difficult reach for height challenged people. Alrighty, some vanity storage solutions. The center photo, which is the one I really want you to see, it's got built-in outlets, and the way that works is if you have the outlet, if you still have an item plugged in and go to shut the drawer without really paying attention, the drawer will not shut. It will not allow the drawer to, the shelf to slide in unless you have unplugged it. So I think that's a really cool feature of it, safety wise. And as you can see on the right, it has lots of storage in it. So I think it's a really cool feature for a vanity. And there's a couple other solutions slightly different on the left hand side there. Alrighty, so some mixed solutions, great for living in place or sliding doors on cabinets. I think we all know they were rather popular in the mid-century era, 50s and 60s, and they're coming back different, and prettier. But they're a great solution for living in place. So it's something to think about. These two particular items are showing as kind of barn doorish, but there are lots of different applications that you can employ for sliding doors. And this is a great closet system in the center here because everything is easily visible and accessible to whoever's using it. And then a lift up door, which we're all pretty familiar with on the right there. Some pet solutions that we thought were really cool and employ a lot of technology to make them work actually. And some great storage solutions with the flip down island in the center, and hand showers and things like that, which for living in place are absolutely essential and great for our pups as well. Alrighty, and here's some more storage ideas. The middle one makes me a little nervous every time I see something like this, but for people that are visually impaired, this is actually a very good solution because they will know where everything is, and their ability to find things is you know, so much safer for them. So while it makes some of us a little nervous being that organized, it really does have a purpose, and works well for those who are visually impaired. And just some other solutions too for storage that help with living in place. Rollouts for towels and things like that are really a good idea for living in place in the bathrooms. Okay, so technology and lighting. The connected home. We've appliances are connected, shower systems are connected, toilets are connected, bidet seats are connected, um, everything's connected. So we are going to talk, I'm going to talk specifically about a product that I find fascinating. I discovered it at KBIS, but I also discovered it when I was at down in San Diego at the tech conference, and it's an absolutely phenomenal product. And the reason why it is phenomenal is because it operates everything you could possibly think of. It'll operate Alexa, Google Play, it'll operate, connect your phones. It does all kinds of things. It works with over 13,000 different technology items out there, and it works fluidly. So you have a one-stop shop for connecting um, all of your technology together in one place. So it's absolutely fat, including your appliances. So so in other words, everything technological is powered by one system. It works together to create a single remote and a single app experience that you can utilize on a tablet, on a smartphone, or on a panel on the walls. Okay, so you can connect entertainment, smart lighting, climate control, safety and security, um, handles your networking and voice control. Okay, so why, I mean, obviously there's a luxury point of this, but it is absolutely phenomenal, and I personally think integral to certain living in place situations where we might have elders who are living with Alzheimer's and dementia, or if we have children with autism or other incapacities that um, might lead them to the outside world without us knowing and getting lost. So it gives you a lot of peace of mind in terms of um, situations like that, which I think everybody could appreciate. It connects cameras and locks and gives you alerts and occupancy. I guess this is a new word, and what that means is you can be in I don't know, Machu Picchu, getting ready to climb, Machu Picchu and visit there. And you can set up the system so that it actually learns how your family lives in a space. And when you turn on certain lights and turn them off, and when you do turn on music and all of that kind of fun stuff. So it will learn how your family lives that way. And you just set the system um, to follow that pattern when you're not there. It's amazing what it can do. You can arm and disarm your alarm system and open doors from remote locations. If somebody forgets their keys, or somebody's coming to visit, or you have a person coming to do work in your house, and you want to be able to let them in without giving them a code and all that kind of fun stuff. There are some possibilities for complete hands-free automation with an annual program that you can join with this organization. You don't need it to do most of this, but it is needed for the hand-free automation. You can have intercom anywhere, so somebody rings your doorbell and you're at work, you can see them on camera and you can answer your door without being there. You have lots of different options with it. It's absolutely amazing. If somebody leaves the house, it can give you a notification and an alert that they've left the house, or that if somebody's come in. You're always connected, and you can call throughout the house. So if it's dinner time and you want to call everybody from the house, you can send out word through the panels to their smartphones and things like that to alert them that dinner is ready. So it's an amazing product. Um, it also, the company that provides this product has thousands of um, technicians across the world. So this is a product that is global and doing phenomenally well. And I personally have had the pleasure of meeting with several of their technicians, as well as people that work in marketing and people that are developing the product, and had some really strong, serious, and interesting conversations about how are we using technology, for living in place. That was kind of my mantra when I went down to the conference in September, was going around and say, yeah, this is luxury, but how do we use this, and how do we mark this for use for living in place, because it's an opportunity that's being missed. So there are lots of strong conversations now that are going on between this particular company and the Living in Place Institute, as well as quite a few designers who are working with them to really understand the product, and and talk with them about ideas as to how we can further it for living in place. So it's been interesting, to say the least. um, and then quickly, some lighting. There wasn't much lighting that was different or overly interesting that was really going to flow well for living in place, but this particular item caught my attention. These are panels that can light up under countertops and behind backsplashes, and do all kinds of fun things. They come in different Kelvin ratings, so you have a whole bunch of different opportunities in terms of how you're going to light a space, from your warmest of colors all the way up to your daylight. And uh, is very easy to install. They have panels that come in smaller pieces, that they're like 4x4 tiles that you actually connect together. So you can go from the smallest of installations to the largest. They connect very easily. They have their own system for connecting. So you don't have all types of running outlets and connectors under your cabinets or through your cabinets, and that kind of fun stuff. So it was a really interesting product that you think you should keep a watch out for. And I think that's the last of my slides. Yeah, didn't cover building materials at the show this year. There just simply was not any time for it, unfortunately. So I think we have covered everything. We've talked about living in place. We've talked about the Living in Place Institute. We've looked at product and technology and how it's going to change our homes. And hopefully it's given you some insight into the products that are out there, and how much they're continuing to grow. And I think, we're starting to see technology and appliances and connected appliances in the mid-level range, and of appliances. I think you'll start to see that in shower systems, and I think you're going to probably within the next few years see some type of connectivity on the lower level as well. So what I'd like to do now, Debbie, is open things up for questions and
Okay, well,
and any
thank you.
comments.
Okay, thank you so
And
much, Dawn. That was really, really interesting. I
and
know
just
lots
in
of people
case, here
were
is my information again. And I'd like
complimenting.
to thank Garabit um, for sponsoring the entire month of technology in the home for NKBA. And I'd love to hear from you. And so here's my information again, if you would like to contact me for a PDF copy of the program, or any other questions you might have. And thank you.
Okay, well, Dawn, thank you so much. Hopefully you can hear me. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your sharing your time, your expertise, and all this wonderful information, taking all those great photos at KBIS. There were a lot of comments here about, all the different information that you shared today. One of the questions that came up was
Have I not
the
been on
main
all this
question.
time?
That you're fine. The main question that came up was just what people want to know what the difference is between CLIP and CAP certifications. Okay, I'm not sure, everyone. I'm not sure that Dawn is hearing me. So I will get back with her and back to you all about the difference between CLIP and CAPS. So I want to thank you all for being here today, and we'll send some more information to you tomorrow with the evaluation survey, information about how to get your CEU, and of course, if you need a certificate and the materials and everything that we talked about today. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.